Bless you.
Thank you. Funny story. I was actually scrolling through YouTube and then I saw the trailer for Transformers Dark of the Moon. And I got up, walked over to my piano, and I decided that I was going to write a song about the dark side of the moon. And I wanted to go for like 007 vibes. So I sat down, I punched in some chords, and then I brought what I had recorded on my phone to Daniel Barron the next day. And I was like, hey, I wrote this. It's not finished yet. It was only like the first verse and a little bit of the chorus. So we hadn't really figured everything out yet. And I brought it to him and then he was like, yo, this is really good. And I was like, well, thanks. And then he's a lot more experienced in playing piano than I am. And so he started freehanding a couple stuff and then we really started building everything up and everything started coming together. And yeah, but what inspired me was literally the Transformers movie. I mean, the moon doesn't actually have a dark side. It's because it just turns in orbit and it's got rotations, but it's always been like an old folk tale that like monsters live on the dark side of the moon and everything. And I was kind of thinking of, okay, so what if we, like Daniel said earlier, it's kind of like the unknown. And it's like things that we've always wondered about and it started at one place and then we've told stories about it. And people have spread like rumors and stuff about like, oh, this is how the end of the world is going to be and everything. And then we're basically going through the end of the world right now, in quotations, but people are still going out partying. I mean, it's harder to go out partying, but people are not acting like it's the end of the world. I mean, there are issues and everything, but it's a lot different from what people thought it would be. And it's like, yeah, the unknown. When I was coming up with concepts for the music video, I was thinking I wanted to do an apocalyptic world, but from the perspective of one person. So only one person is living through an apocalypse and the rest of the people around her are just like, what the frig is she wearing? What? And they're like walking their dogs and everything, but obviously we didn't really have the time span and enough people to film all of those things, and also due to social distancing restrictions. But yeah, and then I came up with this idea that we could have a multiverse concept of where in the one universe she was like the only person experiencing an apocalypse, and in the other universe she was like a princess and she was kind of acting like nothing was going wrong in her universe when the people around her are like scurrying around like there's a war going on and like writing things, and but she's acting like everything is fine. So it's kind of opposites for the time where they're set in time and the way they're dressed and the way the two main characters are acting. So that's kind of what I wanted to get in, just because I'm extra, so.
Okay.
It's just a spaceship, dude.
Just a spaceship.
Just a spaceship.
That's good.
I like Star Wars, man. One of my favorite parts was definitely going location scouting and costume scouting. Yeah. Yeah, he knows why.
Sorry.
Okay. When we were going location scouting, our first location, it was raining really heavily and we got stuck in the mud. So the car got stuck in the mud and we were trying to call people, be like, hey, can you come help us please? While Danny was like trying to maneuver the car out of the ditch with mud in it. And so someone came and it was like these guys from a farm, and then as soon as they got Danny's car out of the ditch, Danny drove away. And then as we were walking back, they all started to say, he left the wife behind. That was one of my favorite memories, because me and Danny had just become friends a week ago.
I couldn't stop because if I stopped, I would have gotten stuck in the mud again. So I couldn't have stopped. I had to just get out of there. So sorry, my bad.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of sheeps. Sheep on ice. Is it sheeps? Sheep. We saw a lot of sheep. And we ate chicken nuggets, which was amazing. And going costume scouting, it was really fun because I got to go to Hollywood Costumes. And I got to look at all the different petticoats and all the different dresses. And then I spotted this one dress, the one that I was wearing in the music video, that was like Cinderella looking. And we struggled to find the right petticoat for it, but then we found like this old-fashioned one, and it just worked. And I got to hire some goth boots, which was great. I got my ankles hurt a lot in those shoes. And we bought these pants. I'm actually wearing those pants right now. Yeah, we got dress shirts, and it was also really fun coming up with makeup ideas because for the apocalyptic look, I straight up told my makeup artist, we're doing something that looks like Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, and that's where the lines came from. So it was really, we kind of really just YOLO'd it. We were like, we're going to do something so fun and different, and we're going to have a blast. And that's what we ended up doing. The only thing that we really struggled with is as we were going along with everything, we kind of realized, freck, we kind of YOLO'd this. But it was a lot of fun. So the location scouting and costume scouting were my favorite of the whole filming. Definitely. With every song that I write, as I'm in the process of writing, I come up with music video ideas in the process. So I think with Rubik's Cube, for example, we were going to film a music video for that, but then COVID hit. But yeah, there's definitely going to be lots of music videos coming out, one soon as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The most challenging part for me was definitely making sure that the music itself didn't sound cluttered. I wanted to go very epic and very orchestra-like with hip-hop elements in it. I wanted to make a 007 track. And with that, the Brahmas and everything, it started building up and building up and building up. And eventually we were like, okay, Hawkeye, it's a bit much. So we had to kind of strip away some stuff and then add some stuff again. And then as we were taking away some stuff, we would hear new things. And then we would replace some stuff. But yeah, the biggest challenge was definitely making sure it didn't sound cluttered. The biggest challenge of making the music video was definitely between I don't want to say budget, but it's true, was definitely situated between the budget and the COVID restrictions. So, and like finding good locations and getting people to, wanting to do it just for free, because it was like, it's a community service, come have fun. Yeah, so COVID restrictions was a really big thing though, because when a makeup artist has done your makeup and everything and you have to put a mask on, it rubs against your nose and just starts taking off all your makeup. So that was really tough because, when you go into a place and everything, you have to make sure that your makeup's still the same, looking perfect. But yeah, COVID restrictions were tough. Lovely.
Well done. You're a natural, Janique. You're very good.
I keep tripping over my tongue. It's the it's the end of the road. You say goodbye, friend. Now I'll walk you to the end. So long. Aren't the skies supposed to fall and crumble?